Welcome back, y'all. Today we got an absolute staple. We're making baked mac and cheese. And I already know we're gonna make it a little less Big Mac. We're gonna keep that flavor all the way high though. We're gonna have a good time, so let's get to it. I just gotta know, 'cause your time is money and I won't let them waste it. One of the most important parts is the pasta itself. We're gonna use Barilla protein pasta. Barilla and Barilla only. There's different versions and brands of protein pasta like Banza and Carbe Diem, but those are usually between wheat noodles and chickpea noodles. I'm not the biggest fan of those. This one is actually indistinguishable to actual pasta, so we're gonna always use this in a pasta recipe. So we're gonna bring 12 ounces to a boil. You guys got that part. In about 7 to 8 minutes, make it al dente. The next part is arguably the most important, and it's the cheese sauce. We're not using cottage cheese here. It's gonna be a few extra steps, but it's gonna taste 10 times better. Now you are gonna need a blender and or a food processor for this, and we're gonna add 1.5 cups of fat-free Fairlife milk. You can also use any kind of protein milk that you want. That part doesn't really matter too much. And after that, we're dropping in 12 of these light Laughing Cow cream cheese wedges. This is gonna make a bechamel sauce basically, which is the base for a cheese sauce. It's gonna be the equivalent to what everybody tries to tell you that blended cottage cheese is without the gritty taste. And once it's all added to your blender, we're gonna blend it until it's all fully thickened and incorporated. Once it's fully blended, now we gotta heat it up. Now on a low heat, we're gonna add our thick, creamy sauce to the pan. It should look just like this when it's done blending. The goal of mixing this in on low is to take it from a bechamel to an actual cheese sauce. We know Velveeta is the base for macaroni and cheese. You don't gotta tell me twice. Now I have different versions of it, but this is that classic mac and cheese taste, so we gotta add some Velveeta into it. Now key things to watch for as you're mixing it. When you're mixing it, it's gonna thicken up some more and it's gonna start to turn yellow. Once you see it's fully turned yellow and it's done emulsifying and mixing up, then you can take it off the heat. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for this consistency right here. It needs to be on low specifically. We're not trying to boil this, we want to heat it up. If you boil it, it's gonna separate and we don't want that. Once it's thickened up and started to turn yellow and you got this consistency right here, you're good to go. Now while it's heating, we're gonna take 6 Velveeta cheese slices and mix this in. We're gonna stir this until it thickens up some more. From there, we gotta grab our cooked protein pasta and it's time to add our cheese sauce into it. It's really nothing crazy. We're just gonna pour right over top and we're gonna get this all mixed in and incorporated. From here, we're gonna add in some seasoning because it does need it, and then we're gonna fully incorporate this. Give it a good mix. Now this actually is not cheesy enough, so we're gonna add in 6 more Velveeta slices and let these mix and fully incorporate into the mac and cheese. You guys already know how cheesy mac and cheese is supposed to be. That's really gonna get it to that next level. We're literally just gonna keep stirring it until all of those slices are fully incorporated. It's gonna thicken up some more because when you first pour that cheese sauce in, it's gonna be a tad bit watery. That extra cheese is actually gonna thicken that up some more. Now look at this. That's what we're talking about. And we ain't even done yet. Now go ahead and grab you a baking dish because we're gonna pour our mac and cheese into it. We're gonna lay it out even. Look how thick and creamy this is. And it's actually gonna taste good. Make sure you get this evenly distributed between every corner. Now this next part is gonna sound weird, I promise, but you just gotta trust the process. You know we gotta top our mac and cheese with more cheese. So we're going with 84 grams of fat-free cheddar cheese and 28 grams of fat-free mozzarella cheese. Now the weird part is we're actually going to rinse this cheese. Yes, rinse it. You heard that correctly. We're going to rinse our cheese. We're literally gonna run it under water and wash off all of those starches and those anti-kicking agents. It's gonna make it so that the cheese is able to melt better and it's gonna taste better on top of the mac and cheese. But once we have our cheese blend rinsed and good to go, we're just gonna evenly distribute over the top of our mac and cheese. The fat-free cheddar cheese is really gonna add to that classic mac and cheese flavor, and the mozzarella is more for the cheese pull. Now this part is optional. You can top it off with a little bit of paprika. That's really for decoration and color. It's not gonna add too much to the flavor. This next part is important. We're gonna bake this at 350 covered with foil for 15 minutes, and we're gonna take it back out and remove the foil and put it back in the oven for 10 minutes. Baking it covered is gonna make sure all of those cheeses are fully melted, including the top layer, and baking it uncovered is gonna make sure that that top layer broils and it's gonna be a crispy, gooey cheese pull. Baking it in the oven covered is gonna make sure all of those cheeses fully melt and incorporate, including the top layer, and baking it uncovered is gonna make sure that that top layer broiled. I figured now while that's baking, it'd be a good time to let you guys know that I have a cookbook out. It's called Plated with a Purpose. I'm gonna link it in the description so you guys can check it out if you'd like to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. It has a bunch of different meal prep ideas, dinners and desserts, weeknight dinner ideas, just like this mac and cheese, and you're gonna love them if you check it out. And when you take it out, boom, you got a healthier baked mac and cheese that actually tastes great.